What was the turning point for you? Can you remember? Because I feel like that much has happened over the last few years. It's like, when did we all start thinking it was a bit different? I think the turning point for me was when it might have been around pandemic time, or maybe, no, it was when I was leaving the job, the proper job, and going all in. And I remember sitting down and trying to look at the figures, because I hadn't really had to worry about the figures prior to that, because I was on a decent salary. I was on like that 70k, and
it was a bit of pocket money, I suppose.
It was just, I wasn't money driven for the dog business. I wanted it to work, but at that time in my life, I was like, I just love it. I just love it so much. I love being able to go to all these conferences. I love being able to do all the CPD stuff. And I'm just in that obsessive bubble of being a dog geek. And then when it became reality, that was like, actually, no, I do want to do this full time. I think it forced me to really consider those numbers, because I was giving up a decent whack of cash coming in every month. And I think I'd sat down and worked out that, I mean, I can't remember the exact figures now. I could probably do it if I had a calculator and you all were prepared to listen to me figure out the math, but we won't do that. But 350 times however many clients I needed to hit like 3.5, 4K coming in each month. And some months were 5K because I was on commission as well for different things. I was like, fuck, that's quite a lot to sell. And even though I would have had a lot more time because I was switching out, because in my mind I was like, if I'm doing up to 60 and 80 hour weeks in that full-time job, then I can just replace that with dog training. So I wasn't time poor. I didn't have kids either, which was a massive time saver. But even then I was like, that's a lot of people I need to see to be hitting those between 3.5 and 5K months at 350, and that's the top package. And it just didn't make sense to me.
Look at me. When I decided to ditch the dog walking, I was like, how the hell? Like, because when I started chatting to you, we were looking at it going, how the hell are you how many people do you need to service a month to be able to equate to that? Because I used to bring in about, I want to say like...
Sounds really weird the way you phrase that then.
Why?
How many people do you need to service?
But that is the thing. That is what we're doing, servicing people. Smutty. I've gone off track now. What was I going? Oh, so the dog walking used to bring in around 2K a month. And then I'd say the dog training brought in not that much really. And it should have been the other way around. And
yeah, it was totally out balance.
It was totally like backwards, wasn't it? Mm. So there I am with my passion as a dog trainer. I've done all this, like I've got all this knowledge. It's my favourite thing in the world to do. And yet what I'm doing every day is spending my day dog walking, which I didn't hate. I'm not going to say I hated it.
God, definitely don't say you hated it.
I'm not going to say that. Pitchforks at me again. I didn't hate it at all. It was great and it served a really good purpose, and it was a good income really for what I needed then. It was a good supplementary income.
And you did enjoy it.
I did enjoy it. And it was, sort of generally speaking, I would start at, if I just had like a day of dog walking, I'd start at 10, finish by 3. Great. And then invariably I'd go off training of an evening. And that worked really well for me and Gareth with the dogs and stuff. So like it fitted my lifestyle. I brought in enough money from it, but it was totally wrong in the way I should be doing things. And then I remember like sort of talking to you and saying, I remember you saying like the dog walking. So why are we doing that? I was like, because it brings in like the money. And you were like, but why can't the training bring in the money? And I was like, well, the way things are structured at the moment, there's no way. Like imagine how many people I've got to service to be able to equate to that wage. And you were like, well, we can look at doing things differently then. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was only then, that's the turning point for me to go like, if I'm going to remove that part of that income, then I need to make that work better. It can't be how it is now, because I will literally be run ragged and I will not enjoy it at all. And again, it was questioning the results that people were getting from the way I was currently doing things. And it wasn't for me. I never felt satisfied with what I was like, basically what people were getting from working with me. And there was always that underlying current of like, something's off, something doesn't feel right, don't know what to do about it because I don't have the knowledge. So that was it for me, really. I had to find something that worked better in that time that I'd got.